Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Big Apple School Podcast, where the goal of this show is to help you improve your English listening skills and, of course, to boost your English vocabulary range. My name is Ben, and today I'm joined by three participants. Our first host, or our first participant today is
Ugur.
Or second,
Varya.
and last but not least, we have a new participant today.
Okay, nice to meet you, Ayoub.
Ayoub, welcome Ayoub. So Ayoub, welcome to the Big Apple School.
Thank you.
When did you get here?
I got here last week.
Yes.
So I came from a far place from North Africa.
Oh, North Africa.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess it's a hot place.
Partly, sometimes hot, it depends on the season. So it's very cold in the winter, very hot.
Oh, surprising.
Yeah, in the summer, cool in the autumn, and warm in spring.
Oh, cool. So when you say cool, is it like Novosibirsk cool, or is it?
No, cool, like 25 degrees like this.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's a nice temp. Is it humid or is it more?
It is my city is humid. But my country in general has three different climates.
Yeah.
So we have the Sahara climate, it's very dry.
Yeah.
We have the Tel climate, which is sometimes hot, sometimes not.
Yeah.
And we have the West. It's like in my city, it's really dry, wet.
Yeah.
It's humid.
Oh, so wait, the country you're from is Algeria, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So wait, is Algiers the main city there?
It's the capital city.
It's the capital. Yeah, the capital. Yeah.
So my city is called Oran, and it's the second largest city there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the main language, I guess, is Arabic. Yes. Or
Arabic, French, and Amazigh.
Oh, Amazigh. Interesting.
Yeah, Amazigh is not well known, but actually Amazighs, they were the natives of Algeria.
Cool.
The whole North Africa, actually, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya.
Yeah.
So the Arabs came later and they...
Cool. So can you speak French and Arabic? And...
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wow. So you're a real polyglot over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So welcome. And what was the journey like here, all the way from Algeria?
Well, I was a bit stressed, but I could cope with that after time. So I just realized that this is reality. I'm going to another country now and I have to adapt with it,
Yeah.
So it was a long journey, of course, tiring. I couldn't sleep for more than 24 hours.
Oh dear, that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, when I came here, I wanted to fix that sleeping time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. So I just fell asleep and I found myself awake at night. And I couldn't know what time is it now.
Yeah, later on in the winter, you'll notice the days are very short here.
Sure.
The sun comes up at 9 o'clock and comes down at 3 or 4 or something. Yeah. Cool. And your last name is
Harash.
Arash. So is it related to your last name? Or?
No,
So Ara, I know the different languages, but are they somewhat linked? What's your last name? Arach.
Uh-huh.
Harash?
Arach. Arach is actually one of the city's name in ancient times of Turkey.
Times.
So it came from there.
I'm convinced there must be some kind of distant link or something.
It sounds similar, right? They sound similar. Yeah. Arach, Harash.
Yeah, actually we have common history.
Of course.
Turkey and
in a way.
Cool.
Algeria.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So why Novosibirsk? Have you been here before or?
No, actually this is my first time in Russia.
Oh, cool.
But since a very long time, I have this sort of admiration for Russia.
Yes.
I mean, culturally and everything. The weather. Many people don't like cold weather, but I like it. I always dream about cold weathers because I am a writer and this atmosphere helps me to write a lot.
Oh, you're a writer. That's so cool.
Yes. So it gives me this inspiration for writing. And I don't know, I just fell in love with Russia.
Yeah.
With the culture and everything, like the food,
Yeah.
So I have also other reasons which are personal, but mainly this.
Yeah.
So I came here and the first time I landed, I felt like I'm home, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel at home, Varya, here in Russia?
Yeah, sometimes I look out the window and go, where am I? Doesn't matter. Yes, those days, but I used to say, and I could still say, I'm home wherever I hang my hat. It's kind of sort of like a cowboy slang.
Yeah. And what about you? Do you feel at home here in Russia?
Not in the mornings, but I usually feel at home, so I feel comfortable. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I feel okay.
No, strange. I actually feel more at home here than I do in England or than I do anywhere. I mean, I love England, great country, but strangely, I feel more at home in
here,
Siberia. Yeah, it just feels like maybe my past life was here or something.
Cool.
So yeah, cool. So welcome.
Thank you.
So
Welcome
welcome. What else is new this week? So the Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister,
she resigned.
Yeah.
Shortest tenure.
45 days?
I think it's 44 actually.
44.
Yeah, 44. Mm-hmm. She's still going to remain the Prime Minister for a while not a while actually, for a few weeks, I think, until the Conservative Party elects a new leader. Because we have a different system to the US where we elect parties and not presidents.
And there's a call for Boris Johnson possibly to come back.
It would be quite interesting if he came back. I'm not sure if he will be the Prime Minister again. I think it's going to be a guy called Rishi Sunak. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. But have you heard of Rishi Sunak?
I only know.
British Indian guy who is really intelligent, really well-spoken, comes from a very wealthy family, but he's a very intelligent guy. And I don't know, maybe he might do a good job. I don't know.
I guess the mayor of London is from India, I guess. Right?
Yeah, well, he's from London. He was born in London, but his family is from Pakistan. That's right. Yeah, Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but Boris Johnson was originally the mayor of London. So yeah. What else? I've got a haircut which my mum's gonna hate.
It looks good.
Oh, I gave aid and comfort to. Well, I'll tell a very short story. As you know, I feed birds that come to my sill.
Oh, cool.
And on occasion, in the winter, usually a lone bug will come in, and I will give aid and comfort to a lone bug. He's going through his death throes, and I want to give him some dignity while he's dying. So I usually give him a spot of water, a little lettuce, make a paper tent for his convenience. So I left him there for a few days. And I got down on my knees. I removed his paper tent to take a view of him, put on my glasses, and I saw that it was not a bug, but a sunflower seed. So I had been
feeding a seed.
Yes, I had been giving aid and comfort to this sunflower seed.
So
I felt really stupid, but I had no witnesses, so that's okay.
Feeding a seed. Cool. Well, something else is new. So we have reached 6th place in Cyprus in the Apple podcasts. And yeah, these podcasts go up and down. So our rating, well, at one point we were in the top 10, I think, of Belarus, Kazakhstan and Russia. Now we're at 11th place in Russia. Still a pretty decent place, but thank you, Cyprus, for listening to us. Maybe there must be a lot of Russians in Cyprus, I guess, who love the Big Apple School. So thank you very much, Cyprus. And also, guys, just to let you know, do follow us on podcast platforms like Castbox, VK, as we mentioned, Apple Podcasts. And of course, you can visit us on our website, www.bigappleschool.com. Also, stay tuned for the after show. You can find the link in the Telegram chat. The after show, we're going to discuss today's topic in more detail. And of course, you can get word lists to help you with your vocabulary and a whole lot more. So definitely check out the after show in the Telegram chat. And also, we want to say thank you to a few individuals. Firstly, Dima Kisilyov, Nafisa, Dara Ramazanova, and Anna Kalashnikova. Well, you got a great last name, Anna. Great last name.
Iconic.
So thank you so much. And also want to say thank you to Nina. So Nina. She pointed out, she guessed the cleaning topic. So thank you very much, Nina, for being active in our show. All right, guys. Well, today's topic, we're going to talk about phobias. And we'll continue this topic in the after show. So anyway, guys, so what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of phobias?
For me personally, I only see darkness.
Because
I had this experience in the past. So the term phobia, of course, means something.
Yeah.
But for me, when I hear this word, I just remember my past. It's like something traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what comes to my mind.
Yeah. So fear and it's a Greek. I guess it's Greek, isn't it? Phobia.
Yeah. Phobia.
Yes. So, but what do you think of, or when you think of phobias?
Same with Ayoub. I also think like darkness. when I first think phobia or like fear.
Fear of the dark.
Fear of the dark.
Yeah.
It's also a great Iron Maiden song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have only.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I mean, as our listeners might know, I love planes.
Mm-hmm.
The lead guitarist is an airline pilot, Steve
Harris.
That's it. I think it's him.
No, Bruce Dickinson is the lead man. And he's the airliner pilot.
Maybe it's Bruce
Dickinson.
Airliner pilot. And he flew around the world.
Exactly. They're flying their own jumbo, like 747,
yeah,
I guess.
Exactly,
Yeah,
a jumbo jet.
Yeah.
All right, so he has a cool song about
fear of the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, fear.
That's a great song. Yeah.
So Varya, what else?
I think of other people's the dark and spiders are usually the two top phobias, I think, that people are afraid of. I'm not really afraid of either.
Spiders. What else are people afraid of?
Oh, heights.
Fear of heights. Yeah.
I think
open spaces.
So fear of heights would be vertigo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And would you say I have vertigo or I suffer from vertigo? What would you say, Varya?
You could say both.
Mm.
Yeah. So I have vertigo. Mm-hmm. I have a fear of heights.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. Yeah.
Yeah. So did we say snakes?
Oh yeah, snakes is a big one too.
Snakes, yeah. Well, the reason why we're talking about this is because Halloween is around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about Halloween more in the after show. So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
So why do humans have phobias?
Personally speaking, I think it comes from traumas and bad experiences. Because let's say, for example, claustrophobia. Someone who is a child, he gets stuck in an elevator, in a lift.
Mm-hmm.
So, that experience can cause phobia for him after that, because I'm sure if he gets stuck there for 1 hour or more, he will never get back there anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Self-preservation is another aspect. I think people want to protect themselves, and if they feel like they're going to fall off of a bridge or a snake is going to coil around their neck and suffocate them, they just want to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
So they do. So do you think phobias and fears are the same thing?
No, they're different.
So what's the difference?
What is the difference? I think more intense. A phobia is really intense.
I thought a phobia was irrational.
Irrational, plus it's kind of like a fixation. Fear is kind of a sudden feeling that you feel, and phobia is kind of more long-term or kind of psychological, like fixation kind of thing.
Do you think we can consider phobia as a chronic fear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Good question. Yeah, I'd say probably, yeah. Yeah, so claustrophobia, I mean, we just mentioned that. Wouldn't you say that's rational? It's kind of rational to be scared of a small space.
Yeah, especially if it's closed without windows, without any exits. You know?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like some expensive hotel rooms in London.
In Hong Kong, yeah.
Or in Hong Kong, yeah.
Or those little mini hotels or something, like in Japan.
Yes, the capsule hotels.
Yeah.
Have you ever stayed in one?
No.
No?
I stayed in Hong Kong hotel, like you said, like a tiny room with no window and nothing.
Did that induce a phobia in you?
No, not at all. I'm all right. I guess I don't have any kind of fears and phobias. I don't know.
Yeah. So claustrophobia has some kind of logic behind it. So do you think the word phobia, like we said, it's more about fixations?
Yeah, we probably overuse the word as well.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But what other interesting phobias?
Oh, okay. So I knew someone who had a phobia of spiders, and he would actually break out in sweat. His palms would get sweaty. So that's definitely some kind of phobia. Even just thinking about not seeing a spider or spider.
Kind of conditioning, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, spiders do have like poison and stuff. Some spiders do. So I kind of understand why people would be scared of them.
Well, I went camping one time. And when I woke up on top of through the sunlight, through the shadows of the tent, I could see about 10 huge daddy long legs. And daddy long legs usually get like a quarter. Their body's a quarter.
So
and then
for our listeners, daddy long legs, they're those spiders with really long, thin legs.
Yeah.
That are pretty common, I'd guess, in most parts of the world.
But these were huge. The bodies were like of a huge disc.
Oh, right.
And the legs were really long. So I had them all on the tent. And so I crept out of my tent and I went to someone and said, I've got a lot of, spiders on my tent. And she came and I was really, I just admired her. She took the feet and pulled them and just tossed them, very gently. She was, of course,
without having any irritation.
Right. And respecting. I mean, we're out in nature. It's their.
So wait. She pulled the feet off.
No. She was pulling them by their legs. I'm going to assume they have feet. Maybe they don't have feet.
This is where
throw it away.
This is where prepositions are important.
Tossing to the side, not throwing away like in a garbage can, but just tossing them aside. We're out in nature. This is their home.
Yeah.
And so the point was to get them off my tent so I wouldn't, live with these spiders on top of me.
Yeah.
But that was I liked how she did it. And I admired how she was fearless. Mm-hmm. And so that was something that I want to be like. And then at the same time, later on that day, some snakes came up. The grass was at least 4 or 5 feet tall. And these are just grass snakes, but really thick, like this, really thick. And they just stood up and their heads went around. I thought, oh my goodness. So I went and got the same lady. I go, there's a bunch of snakes standing up in the grass. And they're just grass snakes. They're not going to. So I just sat there. I was reading Dostoevsky out as I was camping.
Are grass snakes poisonous? I think they are, no?
No, they were just minding their own business. What am I going to do? Kill them all? I mean, what are you supposed to do when you're going camping? You're not supposed to kill everything around you. That's my point.
Marshmallows.
If you have to respect nature. So if you don't like animals and you don't like insects, then just stay inside, be isolated. But if you go into their habitat, you've got to respect them. And
what about mosquitoes?
Oh, I hate mosquitoes. I don't like them bothering me.
You can kill the mosquitoes.
We have different mosquitoes in California. They buzz and you could be falling asleep and then they come in and buzz. But then I noticed the mosquitoes down in the south in Georgia, they're completely silent. So you don't know.
Ninja mosquitoes.
Yeah, ninja. And they're small. Here, I don't see these here. And all of a sudden I wake up, my hand's swollen. So I don't know what.
But Ayoub, I guess you have a lot of mosquitoes in Algeria.
Yeah, especially when it is humid there. So in the summer, it's unbearable, really. Like sometimes you can find a mosquito the size of a butterfly. Really.
Oh, wow.
I saw it by my eyes, yes. I saw it. I was thinking like, what if this mosquito comes to me right now and sucks my blood?
Yeah.
It's like a vampire, flying vampires.
Do you wear a net or how do you protect yourself?
Not to that extent, I mean. For example, if you are in a well-equipped house and like a very nice place, like not dirty and such things, you are okay. And we have some products also to kill those mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But if you go to a forest, for example, or a place that has water in it, so of course you will be encountered with such
like swamp
mosquitoes.
Areas.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And do you have malaria in your country?
No, we don't have.
Oh,
no,
nice. That's great. So they're just annoying animals. They're not life-threatening. Yeah. Because my original birth country, Brazil, they have. Well, I think malaria can sometimes be a problem there. Yeah, and that's an understandable phobia.
But is it as easy as being provided with nets over while they're sleeping, some kind of protection from the mosquitoes,
or just install to the windows?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about Gates, Melinda, and what's his name, Gates. They provided.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. That was one of their projects, was to provide all of these nets to places that needed them. And it was just that simple.
Yeah. So, phobias of mosquitoes. I'm definitely not a fan of mosquitoes. Here in Novosibirsk, we have our fair share of mosquitoes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even see them. I don't even know what they look like.
You're going to notice it.
Yeah, you just get bitten and it's like, what happened?
Siberia, Far East of Russia, mosquitoes everywhere. Oh yeah, you're going to enjoy it next summer.
And some live in like the basements of buildings because it's dank. Well, like in St. Petersburg, that's what I was warned about in St. Petersburg. Even in the winter, someone warned me, well, when you go there may be some mosquitoes. And I was so surprised because it's not arid like here.
Yeah, arid climate. So yeah, so dry, exactly. An arid desert. I was going to mention earlier, we were talking about the spider. You were talking about pulling the spider. This is where prepositions are important for our listeners, because if you pull the legs off the spider, that means that...
And I said pulling by.
By, exactly, by. So exactly. This is for our listeners. Prepositions sometimes do matter. Not always, but this is when it does matter, because if you pull the legs off the spider,
don't do that.
You leave the spider in a
limb.
It's like a little nugget. Not very nice. I mean, maybe some people do that in their childhood when they experiment with spiders, but it's not a nice thing to do.
Just burning with the magnifying
That's
glass
not nice.
or something.
No.
The magnifying glass.
Yeah, that's kind of
Well, that is in cartoons. I've seen. I think in The Simpsons, was it The Simpsons?
Yeah, Simpsons. Yeah, that they use that.
Where they burned ants.
Ants with the magnifying glass. Yeah.
Which bugs? I mean, it is still on the topic of phobias. Which bugs are acceptable to kill? Cockroaches? Would you kill cockroaches? Because I have a phobia of cockroaches.
It's not about having phobias about them, but it's about, for like personally speaking, I disgust them.
Yeah, you're disgusted.
When I see it, like I feel like that, like my body starts shivering, you know?
Yeah.
So I just go and kill, like without any question.
Yeah, they're horrible animals, really. I mean, Varya, what's your philosophy about cockroaches?
Well, I had to get used to living with them when I lived in Japan.
Oh, right.
There were so many big black flying cockroaches, which I had never seen, because I'd seen the little tiny ones in New York City.
Oh, they fly there. That's
These are huge and they fly. Yeah. So I just and every morning I'd get up and I'd open up the medicine cabinet, and there he would be on my toothpaste, because they love toothpaste and TV sets. They just love just weird things to eat. And so you just have to live with them, because how can you get rid of them?
Yeah, because there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many. And then down in the South, in Georgia, I had to learn. Well, it was good for a diet, because at night they come out and it's dark. So that keeps me in my bedroom and I don't get up to get a snack or anything. It's like I'm too afraid of cockroaches. So it kept me nice and thin. But when you are very comfortable in your apartment, you can move freely around. You can go eat anytime you want to.
Yeah. By the way, listeners, we do have a podcast that we recorded a while back about pests.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out on our website or on the other podcast platforms. But yeah, I could talk about pests forever. It really is interesting.
This one big cockroach, if you just see one and you watch that one, they have a personality. They have intelligence. They can do stuff. And it's kind of interesting. I got interested in it because of because my vet assistant said, hey, come over here, look at this insect under the microscope. And I saw it and I thought it was just so amazing. So I like to Google from time to time faces of insects, because they just look like they're out of this world, but they're part of this world. I mean, only a mother could love these faces.
Did you know that cockroaches, they can survive nuclear radiation?
Of course.
Yes.
I was really surprised.
Yes, they will survive.
So when you said they are from our world, when I think about it, I think the opposite, to be honest.
Maybe not,
They are like aliens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They probably run the planet anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone just did some kind of study of how many ants there were in the whole world.
Oh yeah.
And it was some big unimaginable number. Yeah.
Well, can you remember the number?
Oh, I don't know. Something like, 300 trillion 300 trillion per person or something. I don't know.
I guess there is a lot of space in the world for ants.
Oh, there's a lot of fire ants in Georgia. I don't know if you've ever seen a fire ant mound, but they can grow like really tall, like 3 feet or 2 feet. And they're just full of fire ants, and they bite. They definitely bite. They take over.
Yeah. Well, do you ever have nightmares of insects or other things that you're scared of?
Yeah, falling. I think falling. Falling off something.
Yeah, falling off a cliff.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Because
I never.
Do you believe in dream interpretation, where you can?
Sometimes yes, because I had some experience in this. Like maybe 3 times in my life, I dreamt about things and they really happened. Yes.
Oh, cool.
One day I didn't see my friend from primary school for years. Okay.
Yeah.
In that specific day, like I was at university, I was a student at university. So I went to sleep at home. Then I had this dream that I met him across the road. Then the next day I found him.
That's so cool.
imagine like I haven't seen him for 15 years or more, you know?
That's so cool.
Yes. So
were you shocked by that?
Of course, yeah. I told him and he couldn't believe.
Yeah.
And you know, when I was a teacher back in Turkey, I had many students and I used to ask them this specific question, and they tell me that they don't believe, and if someone tells them that they encountered this experience, they wouldn't believe him also. But when it happened to me, I cannot even like prove it because it's just speaking, you know, like.
Yeah. So cool.
It's kind of premonition, I guess, right?
Yeah.
In a way. So you just see something and next day you're having that. Or I would be freaked out, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of, scary. I don't know. I wouldn't, yeah.
So have you had any scary dreams other than falling?
No.
I had a really strange, scary dream when I was a kid. I remember it was so strange. It's like I had a top-down view of a train track, and the two train tracks started coming really close together. And it made me feel really sick for some reason. It was the strangest dream, so strange, and literally just the tracks getting closer and closer to each other.
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't.
Yeah, but in the dream it did.
Yeah, and it just made me feel ill, and I don't understand what does that mean. Does it mean?
I had a strange nightmare also one day where I couldn't speak. There was like a barren soil. It was an open area with a cemetery in it. And the sky was dark. And there was a woman dressed in black. And she looked very pale and sad. Then she started like pointing with his finger to follow her. It's like she was asking for help. But I couldn't speak and she couldn't speak. So it was like very meaningless nightmare, but I was afraid in that moment because I really felt like I was in another world, like it's not from our planet or realm, you know? So, and it lasted for a long time, that's the problem. It's like, for example, if I want to follow her to help her, but I cannot, like I always go back to my place.
Yeah.
That's quite the experience. I would like to have that kind of experience. Sometimes I have like a sleep paralysis.
Oh, really?
I feel like I can't move or I can't like breathe like 3 or 5 minutes or whatever. And I just wake up and it's gone.
This sounds like an interesting topic that we need to continue for another time. For sure, absolutely, yeah. Well, horror movies. I know you're a connoisseur of horror movies.
I like it. I like movies.
What does everyone think is the appeal of horror movies? Why do people love being scared in their living room?
Sadism,
so people like a bit of masochism.
I think it's facing your fears because I do like watching crime shows. It sounds horrible.
I love crime shows as well.
Many of them are intriguing and everything, but it's a horrible things happen, and you just have to face that fear that could happen, and what should you do if this were to happen to you? So it's kind of like, I think, a way of facing fears.
Or you are alienating yourself. All right, it's not going to happen to me. It's happening
that's true.
to those people,
right.
so I'm safe.
Yes,
I'm sitting
that's
on my
true.
couch and just watching it. Right?
Yeah.
You can just alienate, maybe.
And we have to come in to, if we think about death, a lot of young people don't think about death, but as you get older, or some people always think about death anyway, but we have to confront that day that we die, and how are we going to die?
Sure. Yeah. For the people who watch scary movies, I made research about it, and I found that it depends on the personality of the person. There are some people who are intuitive, and they love to solve mysteries in an extreme way. So watching scary movies, it stimulates them to solve, like they feel joy that they satisfy their psychology, that they solved a problem, like they thought about how the movie will end and everything in an extreme way, of course, like watching a horror movie.
Yeah, so that's probably the main trigger. Yeah.
But there's some things I can't watch, like the Halloween stuff where there's the chainsaw massacre and things like that.
Lee Curtis Halloween?
I don't know. I don't even watch them. But when I see them, trailers of them or clips, like, oh, no, I can't watch that. It's just too extreme.
Like a slasher movie.
That I can't. That's just like a waste of time.
Classics,
I can't do that.
I mean, whenever I watch those films, I always have in mind, like, the people filming them, like, what a fun time they must have filming it. And
do it this way. No, do it more like this.
more blood.
And in scary movies, they use a specific sound.
Yes.
This sound is ultrasound, and we cannot hear it, but it can. Its vibes, it can affect you to fear what you are looking at.
No way.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Actually.
Yeah.
So they use ultrasound and
Kind of subliminal.
Controlling us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love crime shows. I absolutely.
Yeah.
So we definitely have that in common. The other night, do you watch Cops? You know that TV show?
You mean Bad Boys, Bad Boys?
Yes.
What you gonna do?
What are you going to do when they come? Yeah.
For you?
In a circle is the.
I used to. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I watched a rerun the other day. So funny, of this scary redneck lady who beat another person with a can of corn.
Can of corn on my. Okay.
I thought this was the best. It's the best TV in the world.
That's not that intriguing, right?
Oh, it's just like, I'm so
It's
scared
kind
of
of trash.
this woman.
It's trash TV.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I definitely recommend it for our listeners who want to improve their English.
Because it's so simple. Yeah.
It's simple, but also complicated. Informal language can be really difficult for learners of English. Whereas like more middle level registers or more formal registers surprisingly aren't as difficult to pick up as like really conversational registers. And Cops, yeah, plenty of that. I love that show. And yeah, I like how you mentioned how it's a way of overcoming your fears. So I can watch this trash TV and feel like I'm doing something.
Something good for yourself.
So yeah. Yeah. What are your favorite horror movies, or?
Oh, there are many of them. Like Exorcist, we can say like the classic one. We can say the Halloween series with the Jim Lee Curtis. We can say the Friday the 13th.
What is Hostel? Is that, you know that film Hostel?
Yes. 1, 2, and 3.
I love
that
film.
That was kind of cool. Yeah.
Is that would you classify that as a horror film?
I guess it's kind of more psychological. How can a thriller we can say maybe, but it's also there's also kind of horror elements in that too. Yeah, it's kind of.
Do you like horror films at all, Ayoub?
I am more into science fiction.
Oh, okay.
But I watched many to Ugur. So, but I watched like horror movies like the Jigsaw series, like the Conjurer series,
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm not a fan of them, to be honest.
Has anyone ever seen The Human Centipede?
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. Don't even ask about it, Yeah, Human Centipede.
I'll leave that to the audience to watch. If you can.
What about those like 1950s sci-fi movies with those huge spiders or those huge creatures?
Yeah.
And everyone,
Or like Godzilla as well.
Godzilla, yeah.
The original one, like.
Are they actually scary or? Well,
they're funny now, but at the time
they were cult, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was like new technology. How did they do this? You know.
I guess the screenwriters were really talented. Probably even more talented back in the old days than they are now.
Yeah.
Because there were no CGI, they need to be more creative by writing and putting something on the script in a way. Yeah.
But then you use your imagination. We know that, okay, that's probably just a fake, spider or whatever, or a toy thing, and they've just zoomed in on it. But you use your imagination. You can still get scared because that's all in your imagination.
I remember watching a movie like this before, like it was from the past, and it was about spiders, like big spiders. There was like a chemical experiment that made them
right. There's always
big.
A scientist or something.
Yeah, and they were cool times actually. In the past, like you said, it was like more interesting than now.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite would have to be Hostel.
That's a good one. Like, I guess there are 3 of them, right? 1, 2, and 3. Like
I've definitely seen 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Maybe there is a third one, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we have other examples of horror movies. Not horror movies, but like psychological ones. Like, do you know Irreversible?
I don't actually know.
Okay, that's completely different genre, mix of everything.
What about Get Out? Have you heard of that one?
The man buried alive into the coffin and tried to get out. That one?
Not that one. It's where this scientist in the States, he wants to he wants to help rich old white men rejuvenate their bodies, and he captures black people, and he replaces their brains with the old people, and it's so scary. It's such a good film. It's amazing.
That sounds interesting.
And then, it's amazing. Get Out, definitely recommend it. And it's fascinating film. Definitely check it out. You're gonna love that film.
Things I do like Fatal Attraction. That was so scary.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, you've got to see it. You would really be scared, I think. And you'd be very careful in your life, I think.
Yeah. So
I guess I remember that. Yeah.
We said earlier, what are the common reactions to phobias? You said sweaty palms. What else?
Anxiety.
And how can we actually cure this? Would you say by watching horror films or by
fight fire with fire kind of thing? Yeah.
I think we should expose those people to what they fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've read. What therapists do, that you have to confront
face it.
and experience it without the harm from it.
Exactly.
Is that cognitive behavioral?
Yeah.
But sometimes it can cause some serious conditions. For example, there was a story about a man who was afraid of heights, and they took him upstairs in a skyscraper, so he got a heart attack.
Oh dear,
from fear.
Yeah.
It also happens like with flying phobia. So it's
people
can
like in an airplane, right? Yeah.
Can be affected in different negative ways. Like in panic attacks and everything.
Yeah, because flying is the safest mode of transportation.
I like it.
But it's fun. But I can understand why people are scared of it.
I hate flying. Yeah, I'm afraid of it. But I use my logic. Okay, there are a lot of planes that have taken off and landed safely.
Then this is going to be the one of them. Oh,
at any moment there's thousands in the sky. Any moment. Yeah, perhaps. So you just use logic.
Yeah. And then I often, when I'm in a conversation with someone, if they're telling me that they're going somewhere, I say, "Do you like flying?" "Oh yeah, it's easy." And I remember, oh wow, if they can like flying, it's normal to just like flying. Let me be normal. So it's my quest for being normal.
Yeah. So what do you think about hypnotherapy? As a way of
hypnosis,
a way of helping people's fears.
Interesting. Yeah.
For me, the word hypnotherapy, I always think about illusion, because they are making you experiencing an illusion. So I think if you want to cure phobia by hypnotherapy, I don't think it's gonna be forever. It's a temporary thing, because once you get exposed to that situation again, I think you will have the phobia again.
Yeah, because the hypnotherapist is the one with the power. They've got the watch or the pendulum or however they do it. And as long as you're connected to that one that's helping you, and then you disconnect, then you're on your own and you don't have the power of yourself. So it's that whole thing of being able to do it yourself.
I believe some people are more susceptible to hypnotherapy than others. Not everyone can undergo hypnotherapy. Some people are cynical about it. But I've heard that some people have given up smoking for hypnotherapy. Do you believe it's actually true, or do you think?
Just like, I can't pronounce your name. No, not
Ayoub.
No, I know that. There's a B on the end of it, right?
Yes, Ayoub.
Ayoub. Okay. So what Ayoub was saying was that you get help, and then as soon as you break from that person, so it's the same thing with stopping to smoke. You're just going to go back sucking on those cigarettes.
Because you are literally hypnotized.
Yeah.
Once you wake up from that hypnosis, so you will face the same thing again.
Yeah.
For me, it's my personal opinion.
Yeah. I'd like to try it. It seems like quite fun.
Yeah, if it works, why not?
Well, in the after show segment, we're going to talk about our personal fears. Well, I know, you don't have too many, but we're going to talk more in detail about our personal fears. And maybe hypnotherapy might.
Or maybe fear of death. That's all about the fears and phobias, the root of all.
I think everyone has a fear of death to some extent.
Yeah, but Not that much. I had like 3 near-death experiences.
All right,
that's
we're going to talk about
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah, we'll save that gem for the after show.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. Do you have any fears? Do you want to share them with us? Do you want to use us as your psychologist in the Telegram chat? So
Reach us.
Yeah, reach out to us. Let us know what you think. And if you have other suggestions for future podcasts, do let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. Also, be sure to check out our website, which is www.BigAppleSchool.com, where you can find articles, videos, more podcasts like this, and information about the courses that we offer here at the school. And yeah, definitely like us and subscribe to us on our social media platforms, including VK and Telegram, etc. So that's it for now. We'll see you in the after show. Be sure to join us there. So we'll see you there. So bye for now, guys.
See ya.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.